Meet Serena, your virtual companion for emotional support. The ultimate safe space to discuss your thoughts, your fears, and the ups and downs of daily life. Start your free trial today at serena.chat.
Am I the asshole for saying I don't like my friend's boyfriend, which caused him to lose a job opportunity? I, 27, have a friend, Natalie, who has a boyfriend, Jamie. Jamie is a complete jerk. He's one of those people who makes below-the-belt jokes and then calls you sensitive if you don't find it funny. In the 18 months I have known him, he has called Natalie fat, average, boring to her face too many times to count. He has called many of our mutual friend rude and demeaning things, and has purposefully antagonized me on many occasions. We all put up with him because if we don't we'd never see Natalie, but he really is the butt of every joke, and a walking cliché. My roommate Harry recently had a job come up in his company that Natalie asked him to interview Jamie for. Harry is part of our wider friendship group. His friend is dating one of the girls in our group, and has met Jamie but not really spent much time with him, so thought he was an alright guy. I decided to keep out of it because I know Jamie has been unemployed for a while and it has really affected Natalie. However, when Harry mentioned he was going to do the interview at our apartment, he could see I was uncomfortable. I didn't mention anywhere near the extent of Jamie's behavior, just said he'd made a couple of demeaning remarks about me and I wasn't overly keen on being around when he was. I told Harry not to do anything about this, and that he should hire the best person for the job. Harry went through with the interview, but he made Jamie do a lot of prep work and a presentation to other employees and then made the interview extremely long for no reason. Then at the end he said he wasn't going to hire him. Jamie got mad at Natalie over it and she got mad at me, saying I shouldn't have said anything about Jamie knowing how great the job would be and how hard it is to get jobs in the field. On top of that, I should have been sensitive to his unemployment and that I'm ignorant to how difficult the job market is. She's now not speaking to me, and our friends are divided. 2 think I shouldn't have said anything, because Jamie really needs the work and ultimately it would have been helping Natalie. 1 friend thinks it's fair that I expressed not wanting Jamie in my home, and that I owed it to Harry to tell him because Jamie is an HR problem waiting to happen. On the one hand, yes, his off-the-clock behavior shouldn't cost Jamie a job. But on the other hand, why should I have to cover up for the way Jamie is? If honesty makes him looks bad, then maybe that's his problem. Then again, I guess it was some pretty petty antics that had real-life consequences, so maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I'm not sure whether I should apologize. ETA for everyone asking how it got out that I told Harry. Jamie went home and went off on Natalie about him not getting the job, as it was basically a lock with Harry doing it as a favor to Nat. She figured the only person who would have changed Harry's mind about doing her the favor was me, so she called and I ended up telling her the truth. She then told everyone else. Edit 2. For everyone who missed it in the post, Harry and I are roommates, so my home is his home. Harry has a home office and works out of that office most days. He conducts meetings from there all the time, which is normally fine because I know all his employees really well. He did not end up having the interview with Jamie at the apartment. He had it at the registered company office. Not the asshole. The first rule of getting a job through networking is to make sure you haven't burned all your bridges. Not the asshole. His extended friends circle got him the job opportunity in the first place. Then he shouldn't complain that his off-the-clock behavior plays a part. Not the asshole. How you represent yourself outside of work is really important to most employers. You see it all the time when someone has been let go due to atrocious behavior being recorded outside of the workplace. If you didn't like him for some random, dumb reason, that would be one thing. But he has made really inappropriate comments that would most likely land him in hot water and get him fired anyway. Not the asshole. Play asshole games, win asshole prizes. The point of getting a job opportunity offered by friends or relatives is to be judged on how you previously behaved with them. Not the asshole if you said the absolute truth about him. Am I the asshole for wanting to move out over lemonade? I, 22F, moved back home to live with my parents 2 years ago. My family has always been very close, and my parents actually initiated my moving in so I could focus on building my savings. Everything's been great. The house is huge, so no one's living on top of each other, and my mom has been ecstatic over all her kids being home. I take care of my space as well as shared spaces, doing chores, etc. They've refused any rent or grocery money I've ever offered, insisting I save most of the money I make. My mom grocery shops for the house, and always asks each family member what they need from the store for the week. I always ask for a 12-pack of canned lemonade. They're my weak spot, I have 1 or 2 a day. My mom has never had a problem getting it for me before. Recently though, she's been resistant. Thinking it was about the money, I offered to give her the $5, and when that didn't help I just started getting it myself, but she still glares at me when I drink it. I've kept asking what the issue is, but she just walks away and the next time I see her she's changed the subject entirely. Things came to a head yesterday when I came home from work with some of my personal groceries, including lemonade. My mom lost it, crying and carrying on about how I don't care about how anyone else feels. I'm at a complete loss, trying to calm her down, when she tells me if I'm going to continue with these habits I won't do it under her roof. Hearing that, I admit I did snap a bit. I was hurt that she would threaten to kick me out for any reason, considering how close we've always been, but especially since I don't think I've done anything even remotely wrong. We got in a huge back and forth, mainly with me demanding she tell me what's so wrong with me drinking some damn lemonade and her sneering at me saying, "You know." I eventually stormed off to my room, feeling torn. My brother came in shortly after to talk. He says he understands completely where I'm coming from, but is suggesting I do what she's asking and just stop drinking the lemonade. I absolutely could, but at this point it's sort of the principle. I know I'm living with my parents, but I'm an adult and feel I should be allowed to drink my preferred beverage whenever I please, especially if I'm now paying for it and going out to purchase it myself. It is just lemonade, but it goes both ways. My mom shouldn't care about it either, because it's just lemonade. If she's insisting I stop drinking it or else I'm getting kicked out, I kinda want to take the initiative and just leave. I have plenty saved at this point. I feel bad because she's my mom, she's been so good to me and has given me the chance to gather the savings I now want to use to get away from her. I also feel bad for yelling at her. Me getting worked up didn't help the situation. Am I the asshole for how I acted, or would I be the asshole if I left over this? Here's an update, for all interested. Sorry for making you wait, conversation only ended an hour or so ago. Not the asshole. I feel weird asking this, but have you put on any weight recently? My mom always starts having opinions on what I consume when I start putting on a little weight. You know, isn't an answer. Unless this is something that has been endlessly litigated between you, your mom is being evasive. She must feel it's bad in some way, but can't put that into words, perhaps not into words that she knows won't sound silly. Not the asshole, but I would continue to try to understand. In a calm moment, explain that you are very confused and for the sake of everyone involved, you would like to understand. Are either you or your mother overweight? Does she see your habit as excess calories, or not caring about your health, or a temptation for her? Can you ask other people in the house to understand what the fuck is going on? This is weird. There's more to this than just lemonade. Does she think it's the alcoholic kind? Is it an issue with health? Time for a sit-down with mom to have a discussion about the core of the issue. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but can you talk to your mom about what exactly is upsetting her? It sounds like a massive misunderstanding. Am I the asshole for not wanting to hang out with my mom's colleague's son? I, 19F, and my mom, 53F, went to spend a week at my grandparents' house for a week. It's in a small village and basically everyone knows everyone. My cousin, 17F, came along as well. So it happened that yesterday one of my mom's ex-colleagues, she retired, was in the village. We knew she was from the same village as well, so it wasn't a surprise that she and my mom come across one another. My mom invited her colleague to drink some coffee in our yard and the colleague brought her son, around 27-ish. The colleague and I knew each other from before. I didn't know that they were there up until my mom called us with my cousin because her colleague wanted to see me. I went to them and as soon as we approached the three of them I hear, "Come on, we don't eat people," coming from her son and, "Why did you choose to study in State 1? From the colleague. It's important for the context to say that I will be a junior in college this autumn and I was accepted in several states, the most important of which are 1 and 2. My choice was 2 due to personal reasons. When I get to them the colleague continues by saying, "You should have chosen State 1 because he, her son, has a 3-bedroom apartment and you could have lived with him and wouldn't have paid for housing." Even though I brushed the comment off as a joke I felt really creeped out and when I shaked his hand the feeling of uncomfortableness got even stronger. The colleague continued with, "I'll be leaving him to you for a few days. You can go for a walks etc." And I was like yeah because I didn't know what else to say and both my mom, my friend and I thought it was a joke, Or at least the offer was out of some sort of politeness and wasn't serious. After they left, I explained to my mom how this whole situation really creeped me out and how uncomfortable I felt. My cousin was with me in that, saying it was quite weird to set us up like that. Not only the age difference but the whole interaction was really weird. My mom said it was all jokes. It was until an hour ago when the son came to search for us. I got really weirded out and just went to my room and locked it. 5 minutes after my mom tried to get in, I heard her apologizing to him and saying we couldn't make it. I feel like an asshole, because I probably overthinked and overreacted. I feel really bad that he had leave without us hanging out, but I couldn't help but think about yesterday. My mom says I took it too far and we could just hang out for 15 minutes with him, and I think she might be right. So am I the asshole? Edit. Hi guys, thanks for the kind words. I'll hop in here to clear some things out. First, we are not from the States. I used it as a cover to hide my real country due to privacy reasons. Secondly, I saw many of you suggest arranged marriage theories, but I can assure you this is not the situation here. Nor does the whole handout thing about dating. Let's say for dating I'm 70% sure this is not the case. From what my mom explained, he has to be alone for a few days until his father comes, so she and her colleague didn't want him to spend the whole time alone. That's why they suggested hanging out. My mom says I took it too far and we could just hang out for 15 minutes with him, and I think she might be right. I don't. Not the asshole. You already told your mother he made you uncomfortable. She should have slowed him down much earlier when he came unannounced. The sooner you or your family gives the chill out, the safer you are. You could have stayed for 15 milliones to be polite, but not the asshole. Considering the age difference and the conversation, it was way too creepy to the point of EU. Locking your door was the right move for your safety. Why your mum was apologizing, I have no idea. Your instincts are right, this is super weird. Best case scenario, he's awful and awkward and it's a waste of your time. Worst case, you're being pimped out. It's not worth not being bullied by your mom. Let her bully you. That's what she's doing, and that's still the better alternative. Gift of fear. Listen to your instincts. Fuck that noise. Not the asshole. You're a grown-ass adult. You don't have to hang out with anyone you don't want to. Not the asshole. I feel like an asshole, because I probably overthinked and overreacted. No, you didn't. It would have been better to just refuse when she made her joke. But you have no obligation to spend any time with him. My mom says I took it too far and we could just hang out for 15 minutes with him, and I think she might be right. No, she is wrong, and in my opinion it sounds like she actually agrees with her friend.